Good morning, students. Are you happy? Hope you are all very happy. Okay. Today we are going to learn about geography lesson 4, migration and urbanization. What is the heading of the lesson? Migration and urbanization. This is the geography fourth lesson. Okay. What is the meaning of migration? Migration means the movement of people from one place to another. What is the meaning of migration? The movement of people from one place to another. Next, what is urbanization? What is the meaning of urbanization? Urban meanings town or city. What is the meaning of urban? Town or city. Urbanization means an increase in the population living in towns and cities. So the people are living in the town and cities, so that population increase. Okay, an increase in the population living in towns and cities. So I hope you understood about meaning of migration and urbanization. Migration means moving from one place to another place and settled few months or few years in the same place. Okay, that is migration. So that urbanization meanings an increase in the population living in towns and cities. Okay, all of you know, isn't it, during the early period or in the olden days, during the early days, people moved from one place to another in search of food, isn't it, in search of food. Later people continue to move from one region to another region in search of fertile land for cultivation. They want to search of fertile land to cultivation. So afterwards, the nature of mobility frequently changed over a period of time. That mobility means moving. Okay, the nature also frequently changed over a period of time. So that the early days people moved from one place to another place in search of food, isn't it? Later they moved from one place to another place in search of fertile land for cultivation. Afterwards, after that, the nature of mobility frequently changed over a period of time. Okay, so what is migration? First I told moving from one place to another, isn't it? So correct definition. The migration defined, see the book, migration definition of migration. Migration is defined as the permanent or semi-permanent change of residence of an individual or group of people over a significant distance. What is the meaning of semi-permanent? All of you know permanent, isn't it? We are staying or settled permanent in one place, isn't it? So the migration defined as the permanent or semi-permanent. Semi means half, few months or few years. Okay, that is half. That is semi-permanent change of residence of an individual or a group of people. Well, maybe one person individually changed, isn't it? Or group of people over a significant distance. Okay, so what is a migration? Migration is defined as the permanent or semi-permanent. Semi means half, permanent change of residence. Residence means living place. What is the meaning of residence? Living place. An individual or group of people over a significant distance. Okay, so here there are a number of factors which are responsible for the migration of human population. That factors. Okay, what are the factors? See that what are the factors of migration? What are the factors of migration? Okay, see the factors of migration. What is the meaning of factors? Agent. Okay, so what are the agents are responsible for the migration of human population? Okay, so these factors can be grouped under into two headings: favorable and unfavorable. favorable, see here, favorable and unfavorable factors. The factors meanings that event, okay, or the agent. Factors means the agent. So there are a number of factors which are responsible for the migration of human population. Okay, these factors are grouped into two headings. What are the two headings? Favorable and unfavorable factors. What is the meaning of favorable? Favorable meanings the situations are good and like. The situations are good and like. That is called favorable. Okay. What is unfavorable meaning? Unfavorable meanings the conditions or situations are not good or not liked by the people, or not good or not like. That situation or condition is called unfavorable. So the factors or the agents of the migrations are grouped into two categories, that is favorable and unfavorable. Okay, factors. The favorable meanings the situations are good and like. Unfavorable means the situations are not good or not liked. Okay, so now see the favorable factors. Okay, first the favorable factors which attracts people towards a location are called pull factors. The favorable factors, that meaning the situations are liked or good to the people, isn't it? Which attracts the people towards a location are called pull factors. Pull meanings it attracts. So the favorable factors otherwise called pull factors. Okay. Then second, the unfavorable factors which makes the people to move out from a location are called push factors. So unfavorable factors or it is called push factors, pull factors and push factors. Okay, what are the types of two types of factors of migration? Favorable factors and unfavorable factors. These favorable factors are otherwise known as pull factors. The unfavorable factors are called pushed factors. Okay, so now we are going to learn about them. Yeah, reasons, causes. What are the causes or what for the migration? Causes for the migration. So here the various causes which are responsible for human migration is categorized under 5 groups as follows. They are divided into 5 groups, which is divided to the factors. Okay, the causes for the causes which are responsible for human migration is categorized under 5 groups. That is, first one is here, ecological or natural causes. Ecological or natural causes. Ecological means natural or natural causes. Second, economic causes. Third one, socio-cultural causes. Fourth one, demographic causes of migration. Demographic means population. What is the meaning of demographic? Population causes for the migration. Then fifth one, political causes of migration. So what are the 5 causes of migration, or what are the 5 causes which are responsible for migration? First one, ecological causes. Second, economic causes. Third one, socio-cultural causes. Then fourth one, demographic causes. Then fifth one, political causes. Okay, now first we are going to learn about them. Ecological or natural causes. Natural causes or ecological causes. Okay, for migration. First one, ecological, otherwise it is called natural. Okay, you can know that natural causes. The causes operate under this category are natural one. It is not human made. It is natural. Okay, so they include volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, flood, drought, etc. These events force the people to leave their native places and settled in the new areas, isn't it? So here the natural causes. What are the natural causes? Volcanic eruption, earthquakes, floods and drought. That are the natural causes. These causes force means push, isn't it? push the people to leave their native places and settled in the new areas. So the condition like the availability of water, if that a condition, availability of water, areas free from hazard means natural disaster, hazard means natural disaster, then pollution, it attracts the migrant, so it attracts wherever that water facilities or waters are available or it is free from the hazard pollution, so that areas attract the people or pull the people, isn't it? So first we said that among these 5 reasons, first one, natural causes or ecological causes. Okay, natural cause means it is not man-made causes, it is only natural. Okay, then second, economic causes. Okay, so economics is one of the most important causes for human migration from one area to another. So you know economic meanings that money matter, isn't it? So money is one of the most important causes for human migration from one area to another. What is the reason for this? That poverty and unemployment opportunities. Poverty and unemployment opportunities. Okay, that agriculture, fertile agriculture land and employment opportunities. That, but here that why they are push or unfavorable factors, poverty and unemployment opportunity force the people to move out from their native places to the other places where the availability of fertile agricultural land. Okay, fertile agricultural land and employment opportunity. So where, which are the places that agriculture land are available and employment opportunities are available, to that places only the people are migrated. From where? From the poverty and unemployment places, isn't it? So that economics causes, that is one of the most important causes for human migration. Okay, and that poverty and unemployment, poverty and unemployment, it is causes for the migration of people from one place to another, that is called economic causes. Then third one, okay, what is the third reason? That is socio-cultural causes of migration. Socio-cultural causes. Okay, cultural of the society, socio-cultural causes of the also play some roles in the process of migration. Migration of women after marriage, isn't it? After the marriage, women should migrate to their husband's home, isn't it? So that also here social, that is society, the culture of the society also one reason. Okay, socio-cultural causes also play some roles in the process of migration. Example, that migration of women after marriage. Okay, sir, except a few communities, isn't it? Not all the communities are migrated to their husband's home, isn't it? Except a few community, most of the community followed this practice. Okay, the next, demographic causes of migration. Demographic causes of migration. So here that meanings population. The population compositions like age and sex, overpopulation and underpopulation are the major causes of migration. Overpopulation is considered as the push factors, that is called the push factors, and underpopulation to be pull factors in the context of migration. Okay, what is the demographic meanings? Population, because that age and sex, okay, that also old age, that is sex, female, isn't it? That also one causes. Then overpopulation and underpopulation are the major causes of migration from one place to another places. The next, fifth one, political causes. Fifth one, political causes. Okay, that political government, isn't it? Here, wars and government policies have always been playing an important role in human migration from time to time, isn't it? See, here it is there. Various political causes like colonization settled in a new country, isn't it? Wars, government policies, etc. have always been playing important role in human migration from time to time. If one country if, always fighting, they are fighting meanings the people don't like to stay settled in that country, isn't it? So these wars and some policies followed by the government, that also one reasons for the migration. So we learned about the 5 causes or 5 reasons for the migration. What are the 5 causes for the migration? That first one, ecological or natural causes. Second, economic causes. Third one, socio-cultural causes. Fourth one, demographic causes. Fifth one, political causes. Okay, so we have learned about the causes of the migrations. Okay, now we are going to learn about the types of migration. Types of migration. Here, types of migration. Migration can be classified in several ways. It is usually given as follows. Follows means here they are giving. Okay, first one, based on willingness. Okay, migration are classified as the based on movement associated with the administrative limit. So internal migration and international migration. Internal migration and international migration. Say internal migration. Okay, then international migration. This migration can be classified as based on the movement of associated with administrative limit, that is internal migration. Internal meaning say migrate inside the country, okay, within the country. That international migration means moving from one country to another country. Here that internal migration, the movement of people within a country is known as internal migration. That all of you know, isn't it? Internal meanings the people of the movement of people within a country. The movement of people within a country, that is called internal migration. Okay, then this internal migration is classified into 4 categories. Internal migration is classified into 4 categories. Rural to urban. Rural to urban migration. Rural means village, isn't it? Movement from rural area, village to growing town area. Okay, so in search of employment and education. That migration is called rural to urban migration. Second, urban to urban, that is city to city or town to town. That in search of higher salaries, isn't it? That they migrated from Madras to Mumbai or Chennai to Calcutta, like that. Okay, urban to see, Madras also urban area, Mumbai also urban area, Kolkata also urban area, isn't it? So one from Madras to Mumbai or from Mumbai to Kolkata, that is urban to urban migration in search of higher salaries. Then rural to rural migration. Rural meanings villages, isn't it? Rural to rural migration, that it is driven by the fertile land for cultivation and marriage purpose, isn't it? If rural to that marriage, they can migrate it. Otherwise, they need the fertile land. If one village to another village, that land is fertile, the people migrated from one place to another. That is rural to rural migration. Then fourth one, urban to rural migration. Urban to rural migration. That is returning to native places after retirement from job, isn't it? After the retirement of the job, isn't it? They are moving their negative places, that is urban to rural, because they are for higher salary they got job in the urban areas. Now after the retirement they want to go to their own home, that is village area, that is urban to rural migration. So there's a type of migration can be classified into internal migration and international migration. Internal meanings migrate in a country, internal meanings migrate from one country to another country. So this internal migration again classified into four categories. That first one, rural to urban; second, urban to urban; third one, rural to rural; fourth one, urban to rural, isn't it? These are the four. Okay, then next we can learn in the next class. Okay, thank you.